right?
Right.
I grew up with my parents coming from nothing and watching them succeed to an absurd degree.
Right.
You know, so for example, watching my mother, you know, when my parents separated, she had nothing, and truly going from nothing into now owning what we call Goat Mansion is remarkable. You know, I remember growing up and seeing her and her husband, you know, sleeping on a gas station floor, and I didn't know what was happening. You know, she tricked me, and she would say, "Hey, I'll give you free candy and free soda if we stay in the gas station. Isn't that fun?"
You're like,
yeah, and I'm like, "Yeah, free candy, free, you know, let's hang out in the gas station all day." I had no idea that you know, they needed to work all day long and all night long, and they couldn't afford you know, any other way of living. So going from that and then seeing my mother at Goat Mansion, and she's just like this beautiful, strong, remarkable woman. And you know, and also coming from Pakistan, where you're taught as a woman, like, hey, you know, with old values, you know, you're meant to get married and have kids, and you are on the side, and that's what you do. And for her to be such a strong woman and do what she done, she's just a hero of mine. And then my father too, you know, my father, just an absurd work ethic, and he's never taken a vacation on his life. I think now, finally, with my brother, he's gone to like Disney World or something, but growing up, it was never that way. And so seeing such educated parents going from virtually nothing. Oh, and my uncle, he was a taxi driver, and, you know, God rest his soul, he passed away with over $50 million in his account, you know? So just a remark, like just insane success from nothing. So I got to see what these mindsets were like. And the irony is their mindset is virtually the opposite of what's preached today. It's just completely the opposite. And it's very strange because, you know, they help me as far as education goes, but they really want me to make it on my own, which is something I completely disagree with. I'm like, guys, you know, I'm working so hard. You see it? Come on, help me out a little bit. You know, like put fuel to the fire, but they really want me to do it myself. And it's definitely tough. And I can see that to go from virtually nothing to everything, there's so many things in your way. There's just the system's kind of set up for you to not really make it to that degree. You have to be really creative, disruptive, and go against the grain in order to make it to an insane success. You know, so I've always spoken this way, but I wasn't a product of that success yet. But now finally, I think with everything I've achieved, I can finally say, hey, well, I did it. So, and I did it in a very short time. So this mindset, obviously, there's something to say about it. You know?
Yeah. And why do you think that is, that people are trying to set you up not to disrupt? And
so this is going to sound,
paths?
I don't want to sound like, you know, conspiracy theorist. I don't know why. Yeah. Well, okay. I'll tell you this, you know, there's a old philosophy back in the day that the wealthy and powerful spread this idea of, oh, money doesn't equal happiness. Money's the root of all evil. So to prevent revolts. So the people, the workers, wouldn't revolt against them. They would say, oh, I'm happy without money. I don't need money. I don't need to be successful. I need to be happy. And they kind of curved them to keep them beneath them, you know, and to keep the power amongst the few. So this is like a little conspiracy that I'm slowly, as I become more successful, I'm starting to believe, because I can see all the obstacles in my path to stop me. And it's just strange that it's set up that way. You know, it's really hard to climb up. You have to be so absurdly different and innovative. So I kind of think that this idea of like, okay, money's the root of all evil, and people talk so bad about money. They think that, oh, anybody that got rich scammed somebody or did something illegal or whatever it is. It's a way to hate on someone's success. But then in the end of the day, they're saying money's the root of all evil, and then they're working a 9 to 5. They're working their ass off. And it's like, okay, so you work all day to achieve something that you're considering evil. It's like a contradiction in their mind. And because of that, I think it keeps them in a lower level of success.
I think you're absolutely right. I think there's a residual effect from back in the day, and that it is just a mindset of the people, right? It's maybe just programmed in them, and you know, things that I do also disrupt in my side of the world here in my industry. It is something that's never been done before, and you get a lot of, hey man, I don't know if you should be. Don't try that, man. You're set up here to have a paycheck, and you're good, man. This is comfortable. And that's not the way to win.
It stinks because unfortunately the majority of people are I don't want to say brainwash. Again, I don't want to speak too much on conspiracy. Yeah, I hate saying words like that because I don't want anyone to think that I'm just spreading propaganda or something.
No.
But I feel like most people are, they have that mentality and they're sort of kept down and they want everyone else to be like them and they don't realize what they're doing.
Yeah.
They want to silence everyone because they think that's the right thing to do. And humility is very, very important, but it's also dangerous, and you can be confident and you can speak out and you can put a microphone in front of your face as long as you're competent.
Yeah.
And you need to find, and that's a very good quote that I absolutely love, your confidence should come from competence. If you know what you're talking about, speak.
Yeah.
And there's no problem bringing a microphone in front of your face. So most people will call that trash talking.
Yeah.
And they'll hate on that and they'll hate on the people being loud. But in all honesty, man, if you want to do good in the world, you got to put a microphone in front of your face. You got to get in front of the cameras and speak. That's the only way. That's the only way. And to become powerful or successful, you must be outspoken. Look, one of the most powerful people on the planet would be the president of the United States. Can you imagine if you would go to a debate and say, yeah, I'm going to let my actions speak louder than my words, drops the mic and walks away? No one would ever win an election. Yeah. He has to go out there and say,
well,
I get you. But he would have to go out there and say, I'm going to do this. Yeah. He's not going to do this. Yeah. I can do this for you. I promise this. I will achieve this. I've done this.
Yeah.
And he hasn't. He has to. That's the only way to convince the people that you're competent in what you're doing and to be successful. So that's what I did from the start when I started Goat Shed. I went out there and I started speaking out and it upset all the older coaches.
I want to say maybe there was a little bit of rumbling about, man, he's loud, man. He's a little bit, what did he say, out there.
Oh, yeah.
Which is, you know what? That's good. You're out of the pack.
Oh, without a doubt,
standing out.
And then, those older coaches and all the respect to them. But in reality, they're 50 years old, 40, 50 years old. They're exhausted. Yeah. They're complaining that there's no money in fighting.
Yeah.
They're still training, maybe classes that they don't like. They don't get to do their true passion and train the fighters they want to train.
Yeah.
And then they're complaining about what I'm doing, when I get to do exactly what they wish they could be doing, right? Yeah. Unfortunately. And my gym's only been open 4 years. Oof. And without a doubt, we have to be we have to be the top 1% in the world as far as MMA gyms, as far as financial success.
4 years, that's it?
That's it, 4 years.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. We became the most viral team on the planet within a year and a half. Joe Rogan started following us within a year and a half.
Oh, my wife did research on you. I'm like, babe, look him up, research him. And she's like, okay. What'd you get? Joe Rogan follows him.
Yes. Yeah.
Right away. I'm like, I see that.
Definitely. Like, you're talking about some of the greatest minds in the sport are following us because they recognize the success,
Real recognize real.
Exactly.
And guess what? I follow you too. So.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. But it's 100% true, man. Yeah. And the people that are upset are, the local gym owners, the small gym owners. Yes, they're upset. But when you look at the greatest minds in the sport, John Danaher, Faraz Zahabi, Joe Rogan, Ariel Helwani, whoever it is, John Anik, all these guys, Michael Bisping, GSP, Bosrud, and all these guys, Hall of Famers, they're like, man, this guy's doing well.
If you enjoyed that clip, click right here to watch another one. Or if you want to watch that entire episode, click right here.